In this video, I'm going to walk you through how to get your gatefolds to meet up in the middle and some design considerations that will make this a little easier on you. I'm going to be working with PrintsWell, which is a digital printer that I absolutely love, and they do a really good job, but there still can always be shift. And I think that's important to understand the print method we're using here. If you need your gatefold to meet up exactly in the middle 100% precisely, then you might want to consider a registered print method like offset printing, letterpress printing, or gold foil stamping. Because if you're using digital, there's always going to be slight room for shift. PrintsWell does a really good job, and we'll show you how you can mitigate this as much as possible, but there always is going to be a tad bit of shift. So I would always recommend prepping your clients for this, considering it in your design, and there's some things you can do to make it a little easier on yourself design-wise, and of course ordering extras so that if some are cut really off, then you can choose the best ones to send to your clients. Okay, so let's dive into this. When you are working with PrintsWell, they have a ton of amazing templates for you. If you just click Need Help and then navigate to Resources Templates, they're going to have all of the different templates for lots of things, including the gatefold and then their other folds, which I find especially helpful. Now you can see on here when it comes to a gatefold, the front file, if you upload a one-sided file, it's actually the outside of the gatefold. So it's kind of like the back of the page, and then you're gonna fold it in. If you upload a back file or a 2-page file, then that's gonna be the inside. So we're thinking of this kind of opposite, and I've color coded it here a little bit for you. So this brown side is on the right, but when we actually fold it and turn it over, that side is going to be the left side artwork. And then the blue side over here is on the left when we're flat, but when we actually fold it over, it's going to be the right side. I recommend just taking a piece of paper and drawing out your artwork where you think it should go and folding it into a gatefold to make sure you're kind of understanding, okay, when this is folded, it looks like this, but when it's flat, I need this on this side and this on this side. So it helps me visualize it a lot, in addition to these templates being really helpful. So first and foremost, there are a lot of designs that wouldn't need to meet necessarily in the middle. This is an example of one. I did this on vellum, and this is the full size, but this would be the gatefold size. It would cut right here. And if this ocean and sky didn't meet exactly in the middle, it wouldn't really make much of a difference. And part of the reason is that this up here is a straight line, so no matter where you cut it, that's going to meet on this side in the middle, as well as the bottom, as well as these pieces down here. But then the internal parts, like this sky, ocean, land section, if it's not exactly right, those colors are very similar. They're kind of, you know, wavy, not super structured, it's not going to look as crazy. Also, I did this in vellum, and one thing I love to do with vellum is just overlap. So you can see there's about an inch on either side that would theoretically overlap. And I love to do that because the vellum is a little bit translucent. So when you kind of layer these two pieces of similar colors, like the sky and the ocean and the land, on top of each other, and it's translucent, they kind of blend into each other. So you can see how this turned out in real life, and it makes it less obvious if the cut was off. It's not super important that everything meet up 100% perfectly in the right place in the center. So there's a lot of ways you can do this. If you did a pattern gatefold and no parts of the pattern are bleeding off the edge of the paper, then none of them would look weird when they met together in the gatefold as well. But I know that's not always possible, and we came here to learn how to make things meet up in the middle. So I want to show you how to meet up with something like this cross, and we're actually going to order this from PrintsWell and see how we do. So this cross, if we want it to meet in the middle, right on the line of this cross, it's very, very pointed, and it's got to be this exact spot. And it's going to be obvious if it's off. So we have this pointed part here, the pointed bottom of the cross. We have the letters, which obviously you'll know if something's off there. And then we have Scooby's face, which I would never want to hurt Scooby's face, make it look weird. And then we have the pointed bottom of this crest here. So this is going to be extremely obvious if it's not correctly matched in the middle. So the best way that we can do this, and I've talked to PrintsWell about this, and this is their advice as well, is to make sure that everything that could potentially be cut off on either side is going to be the exact same content, so that if you're cut a little bit to the left over here, you're going to be a little to the right over here, and you'll still get all of the data and image that you need. So what this means is that the middle of the card, where the seam is, may not be in exactly the same place on the cross every single time, but you're not going to drop any of the image. So the full letters, cross, flowers, dog's face, whatever it is going to be perfect across the front. The seam, however, might be shifted ever so slightly, like a 1/16 of an inch in either direction. So this is the best way to do it. We'll see how it turns out when I actually order it, and I'm gonna show you how to actually set that up and what that looks like, because I know if I use words, it's tough to visualize sometimes, but if I show you how to do it, it might be a little easier to visualize. So we put the cross right on the cut line, which is the edge of the white artboard, this dotted red line. I'm assuming that you kind of understand trim lines, bleed lines, safe lines, cut lines. If you don't, check out some of our other videos or read their templates really carefully because they have more information on that. But we have the cut line exactly where we want it to be, which is right in the middle of this cross. It comes in like the middle of this loop on the B, matches up where this like ribbon crosses over on the B, and then it goes kind of right down the middle of Scooby's face to the bottom point of this cross. So we've lined it up exactly where we want it to be. And then the portion that we want to be the exact same on the other side is this portion that is basically between this green line and the bleed line. The green line is the safe line. So anything outside of that could theoretically be cut off, and then anything in the bleed could theoretically be included on the artwork as well. So the cut can be anywhere between this green line and the outermost red bleed line. So what we want is for everything in this black box to be the same on the left side and the right side. And that means that if the cut happens to take place exactly where we want it, then we're all good. We'll get all of this on the left side and we'll get all of this on the right side. But if the cut happens a little bit to the left, then the seam might be in a different place, but the full cross is going to be there. So any of this information that we get on the left, we will not accidentally lose this remaining information because, you know, it's going to cut exactly 10 inches. Even if it's not cutting exactly on those lines, they still are going to give you exactly 10 inches of paper. So if we're a 1/16 of an inch to the left over here, we'll be a 1/16 of an inch to the left over here. And then we'll get all of this internal cross data. So the seam will be in a different place, but your cross will still meet up and you won't be missing anything. And I hope this makes sense. I'm going to show you how it happens when we order it, but I'm trying to explain it to the best of my ability. So the way that you need this to happen is basically we need the point of this cross to move exactly 10 inches to the left. And that's because our gatefold is 10 inches wide. If your gatefold is a different size, then you might need a different size moved over. So we'll grab our artwork and just click Object Transform Move. We don't want it to move vertically at all. So make that 0. And horizontally, we want it to move 10 inches to the left. So -10 inches. And as you can see, what this does is it makes the artwork pretty much exactly the same on the other side, cutting in exactly the same place. We still want to keep our artwork on the right side. So instead of clicking OK, we'll click Copy. That will make sure we keep the original artwork and then make a copy with the move transition. So now if we look at what is included in the black box on this side, so let's see, we basically have from the innermost point of this little ray of sunshine around the halo to the other side. So this is really good boundaries. It's just an easy visual thing. Is that we're basically exactly on the inside of those two little rays. So I go all the way over here and kind of draw that same box. And I'm looking from the leftmost, the bleed line all the way to the green line. And we can pretty much see that that is exactly the same. So if I were to draw this box, from the bleed to the safe line, we are hitting on the innermost point of those rays, and then everything within the box is the same on both sides. So this is not going to necessarily 100% precisely make the seam be right on that point of the cross every single time, but it will ensure that if we miss a little bit on the left, we're going to make up for that on the right because we have the same data between that trim line, the bleed line, and the safe line. So That is the key to making this not look crazy. Now I'm going to order this from PrintsWell and I'll show you exactly how this is going to turn out. Again, I would always order some extras because maybe a couple of them will be cut more obviously wrong, and you can choose the best ones to send to your client or to use as samples. I also want to make sure I warn my client of exactly what can happen here and kind of explaining the digital print process as well as the shift that can occur. My choice is always going to be to not make this difficult on myself and to design in such a way that this will be a little bit easier. So you might want to design with more blunt edges. Like this cross is giving us top and bottom points, as well as we have like the middle of these two flowers meeting. We have letters, we have a literal dog's face, we have the point of this crest. There's so many points at which this meetup needs to be really perfect, and it will be obvious if it's not. So I would design in such a way that we don't have the crest meeting up right in the middle of the gatefold. Personally, I would put it on the back behind the invitation card. I would put it on the invitation card. I'd put it on the wax seal. I'd put it on something different, and then maybe make a gorgeous pattern out of all these florals and animals for the gatefold so that it's not as easy to tell if the seam is a tiny bit off. Even if we wanted to just make something like this tree meet in the middle, it's going to be a lot more forgiving because it just doesn't have those obvious meeting points of like sharp top, sharp bottom, etc. So this is a bunch of different hues. They're watercolor. They're all similar shades. It's going to bleed into each other. The leaves are going up and down and up and down. So if the seam is in a slightly different place, it's not going to be very obvious. So I think there are ways that you can design such that it's going to be easier for a gatefold. And I didn't actually design this crest with the intention of going on a gatefold, but if it did, I might not make it so pointy in the middle on top and bottom. I might put like these trees in the middle or something that was a little asymmetrical in the middle so that we have some more like fuzzy edges as opposed to sharp edges to work with. So in order to order this from PrintsWell, I'm going to actually just delete all this stuff that we don't need. No offense to all of that. Delete this artboard we don't need. You absolutely can use clipping masks or get rid of the outer artwork if you don't need it. I think in this case, it's just easier in a lot of ways to leave it. And then you'll get rid of all of the template information that was on here, and we'll be able to order this gatefold as is. So as always, when we set up our files for PrintsWell, I'm going to save it as a PDF in my print ready section. So we'll type in gatefold sample PDF. We only have the one artboard, so that's going to work perfectly. And then I usually start with Illustrator default, uncheck preserve Illustrator editing capabilities, and make sure that my bleed settings are on. If you don't understand a lot of that stuff, check out some of our other videos. We'll save the PDF. I can't remember if I said this, but if you've never used PrintsWell before, you can use my link in the description for $25 off your first order. So when we select what we want to order, we can actually select a gatefold card. Beautiful. And they have these standard sizes. Ours is going to be this A7 5x7, which is 7x10 flat. You can also do like the horizontal, which is 5x14 flat, and a couple other sizes as well. With gatefolds, I like to go a tiny bit thinner. So my typical house stock is the 100 eggshell ultra white, but since I'm folding it, I like cleaner folds. So I'm actually going to do the 100-pound eggshell ultra white. And we don't want to print on the back. Just as a reminder, the front file of a gatefold is actually the outside of the gatefold. When you're opening it and putting your invitations in, it's technically the back, but then the back file will be the inside of the gatefold. So we're just going to order 10 of them. And then I love their previewer because it's going to give us a little bit of information about put this together right, what it's supposed to look like, etc. This is the same way you would do this for vellum, but I will say that vellum is a little bit, it moves more. So I would recommend just giving yourself a little bit more leeway in the design when it comes to a vellum wrap, because it can always just move a little bit more. So what you can see here, this is actually the gatefold. So this is the back of the card, and then you can see on the front, all of my pieces are meeting exactly where I want, and I don't have any data in there like repeating or overlapping, and you can actually see the gatefold opening up, showing you where the seam is going to be. I think this is so helpful in just making sure you've set up your file correctly, and you can tell if everything, especially if you're adding in those additional page panels, this is going to be really helpful to making sure you know that you put everything in the right place. We'll select next. I'm not going to get any envelopes this time, and then we'll just add this one to cart. I love working with PrintsWell because you can just always see exactly how everything's going to ship and when it's going to ship, as well as how much it's going to cost. If you want to change it to second day, for instance, you can change that and see exactly how much that's going to cost right here. This is my demo account, so I'll go place the order on my regular account and can't wait to show you how these turn out. Okay, these babies just arrived. Let's open them up and see how we did. So you can kind of see on the edge here that not every single one is cut in the same place. So this top one doesn't have really any of the point. This one has a point. So you can see that we're not exactly cutting in the same place every single time, but the same thing is happening over on this side. So when we fold them and meet them in the middle, our art is basically perfect. Even if this one, the seam is perhaps in a different place. So on this one, the seam is just, get close. The seam is just on the left side of the point. So it's not exactly on the point, but all the artwork is still there and it's still meeting up perfectly. This one, the seam is just actually on the right side of the point. This is a great example. So you can see that it printed a little bit different in each case, but in both cases, it meets up in the middle and looks really continuous. So that's what you get when you move this art exactly 10 inches to one side of the other art. So when you get that same information between the safe and the bleed area, it means that whenever they cut it to exactly 10 inches, even if the seam is in an ever so slightly different place, it's not going to be super obvious. And this is one of the hardest examples because we have such an obvious point on the top and bottom of the cross, the letters and Scooby's face and the crest. So I feel like this is kind of the hardest, advanced mode, beast mode type of matching up a gatefold. So you'll be able to notice it even less on more forgiving designs. Let me know what you thought and if you have any questions. If you want to print your own gatefolds, including printing all of this, even the back side, you can print everything. Check out PrintsWell. If you've never used them before, definitely use my link to get $25 off your first order. Thanks for watching.